Hey, look, it's King Ralph, man. You're now tuned into the Renaissance Show. Stay tuned in.
All right, so hello, hello, hello. You are now tuned into the Renaissance Show. I have here with me very special guest for our series premiere, King Ralph, brother of Elcamino. You may have heard of him. He's dropped two projects as of now. One I have in front of me here, Come On King, amazing album featuring his brother Elcamino on a lot of the songs off of there. It's dropped on CD as of now, and there's also a vinyl available on Bandcamp. And I believe last time I heard the test pressings were in, so that should be delivered fairly soon. And then following up that project, same year, this year, 2021, we have From Good Stock as well, which is another solid album from King Ralph. I'm talking to King Ralph right now. What's good, King?
What's going on, man? What's going on, Nova Scotia? How y'all doing, man?
Oh,
You
man.
know?
I'm doing fantastic on my end here. I said this at the beginning of the call, but I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your day to speak to me. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to this conversation.
No doubt, man. Listen, and vice versa, you know what I'm saying? For you to even, showing the support that y'all showing over there, man, with my music and my brother, man, it's amazing, man. So it's reciprocated, bro.
100%. So this show
You
is
know?
called The Renaissance Show, and what I wanted to do with that is kind of give an idea of what's happening with this new kind of golden age of hip-hop. And I really do feel like we are in kind of a golden age of hip-hop. It really is a renaissance period. When we look back 20, 30 years down the line, and we look back at this moment, 2016, 2017, 2018 to now, and hopefully a few more years down the line as well, I think we're going to look back and say, hey, we had something really special here. There was a scene that was creating really kind of just beautiful music, and there was a vibe and an essence that was captured that really is unparalleled unless you end up looking at like the 90s era with people like Mobb Deep and CNN and Tragedy Gaddafi and that whole kind of vibe that was happening then in the 90s. I just want to ask you, what's kind of you starting out now, 2021, you're starting to put out music, and you've been witnessing your brother go through this as well, your little brother. What's your kind of perception on this Renaissance period that we're in right now?
So man, the way how I see it, man, it's like everything come back around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as how like you was just speaking on the Mob Deeps
Yeah.
and them type of cats like that. They how they use a lot of them. Some of them use samples and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, coming back from the old times where my parents, I'm gonna say my parents, man, they used to listen to them old songs, the Al Green and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, what it is to me, my perception on it. Like I said, my dad, man, my dad 52 years old. You know what I'm saying? And he a boom bap cat. Like I said, he a b-boy still. He dress young. He wears fitteds, man. He like his sneakers, his, you know what I mean? He like his gear, his jeans, you know what I'm saying? That's just him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got certain people, man, that don't know no other ways, man. They, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna stick to what they know. But you got other people that's gonna change with the times. Me and my brother, man, we like that street shit. You know what I mean? We come from that Mob D shit, like I said. Listen, me and my brother, two out of five boys. So and all my dad's sons, most of them do music. You know what I'm saying? And we got, a lot of flavor, and that just, it's just how it is, man. It's what you around, your environment, your bloodline, what you come from. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look on it, man. I mean, at any given time, things could change, but it's still gonna always come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where I heard this, but it must have been from Elcamino anyhow, probably maybe a year or so ago. And I seen that he wasn't originally from Buffalo. I think it was Louisiana he said that he was from. Is that the case for you as well? I assume so, right?
No, 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 no. So no, we from Buffalo. You know what I
You're
mean? He
from
was born
Buffalo?
here and everything. But
Gotcha.
yeah, but what happened was he moved. He ended up moving down there when he was young. You know what I'm saying? He spent a lot of time out there. But yeah, boys, Buffalo bred, man. You know what I'm saying? And the same go
Gotcha.
for me, man. I was born and raised in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? East
Okay.
side. Where he lived, man, wasn't too far where my mom stayed. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is.
So born and raised in Buffalo. So you're experiencing the music side of things, and you're seeing your city pop off, because really Buffalo has been at the kind of the forefront of this new rap renaissance. We can talk about Rochester, we can talk about acts that are happening elsewhere as well, but really Buffalo is kind of where it's at, right? We talk about Griselda, it's Buffalo, and Griselda is kind of the pinnacle of what's happening right now. So
definitely.
How are you seeing your city kind of shape up and react to this, and you yourself, what's that been like in terms of just seeing your city rise and see the people in your city, the people that you fucked with, rise and be successful on a legal tip and do shit legally?
No doubt. Man, listen, it's amazing to see, man. It's exciting too, because what you got, man, is a town where, man, a lot of people don't really understand. Like, we kings too over here. You know what I'm saying? We in New York State, but we kings too.
Yeah.
So, like I said, man, when it come down to the Griselda cats, man, they really put it down, man. They really put the floor on this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They what they doing, man. I respect highly to the fullest. Like I said, man, I love how them boys handling their business, man. They not taking no shit. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And man, dog, like what it is, man, it's exciting because now you got a lot of people, man, that you know, that feel like they got talent and they showing their talents and they wanna win too, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like getting they clothing and everything together, man, and they, you know, you got it's exciting, bro. It's exciting, man, especially for people to, you know, get a chance to, you know, see the talents around here in Buffalo, man. You know?
Yeah,
that's how I feel about that one.
So at what point do you start to realize, hey, I want a piece of this pie. I want to start contributing to this on a musical tip? Have you been writing before now, or is this all just kind of new over the last couple years?
Okay, nah. So I've been writing rhymes since I was like, you know, like 12ish. You know, I wrote my first rhyme on the computer. I was like 12. Boom. Gotcha. But after that, you know, it just became like something to do. I would do it more and more over the years, you know what I'm saying? But it just came upon a time like when I start getting older and then responsibility hits you, and then it's like, yo, I got to take care of my business, and it's like, I lost kind of like, I didn't lose interest in it. I still always, you know, I had my talents with it, but I just was like colliding with life so much that I was just like, you know what, let me just try to get my money right together, my business together, and, you know, hopefully I'll come back to it one day. And my brother kept his shit going, so sure, you know, that was the blessing that he kept his shit going for me to be able to even double back and creep in the room like how this shit working right now, man.
So that first album, so when you get together and decide, hey, I'm going to actually put out a project, I'm going to kind of introduce myself musically to the world, what was that conversation like? Because I assume there had to have been a conversation with Elcamino, with your brother, because, like I said, he's on like 8 songs on this thing. It really does feel like a King Ralph and Elcamino collaboration project, but your name gets the title because you're the new kind of, I don't know, it's passing of the torch almost kind of thing. Even though you're the older brother, it feels like here's the keys, run with it, see what you can do. But so your name ends up coming on the title, but it does feel like a collaboration project between you and your brother. What was the conversation like in terms of sitting down and saying, hey, let's put something together?
Well, okay, so like I was saying before, I was staying in South Carolina, man, and you know what I'm saying, I was working out there, and my brother had, man, you know, over the years, he always used to try to get me to, you know, come to the studio and rap and shit like that. I always, you know, bullshitting because, like I said, I was in the streets. My mind elsewhere now, even though I still got a book of rhymes in my head. You feel what I'm saying? So
sure, yeah.
When I finally, what happened was, man, when I was out of town, man, I was at peace. What happened was I finally, man, got that knot out of my brain where, you know, I said, I could probably, you know, let's just see where this shit go real quick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me find something else to do right now. Especially I'm with my brother. He probably ain't got nobody around, man. Or I know, no, matter of fact, he got people around, but you know what I'm saying? That's my brother. I want to be around my brother too. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what that was, man. And then, man, it's like I wanted to see what people thought about, you know, the rhymes that I had anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It just, man, it just, like I committed myself. Like I said, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just commit myself to just trying it. You know what I'm saying? And it turned out, man, it turned out all right. It's still working for me, man. So, I'm gonna just keep going.
The physicals for that album
and
as
me and my
well.
brother, yeah.
Sorry, the physicals for that album as well are put out on Retro Vinyl, which is a Bandcamp page that appears to be brand new just for you guys, and actually more so just for you, because I know Elcamino ends up fucking with a bunch of different distributors and like it has different label projects set aside, let it be Goodfellas or Air Vinyl or Tough Kong or what have you. But this Retro Vinyl thing seems to kind of be your thing. Can you elaborate on Retro Vinyl and what that is?
Well, I can't really say too much about it, man. The only thing I could tell you is, man, my brother set it up, for business, for we could both share information and as far as that second album, because that was for from Good Stock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, but
well,
he got
the
his,
Come On King, the physicals I think were also pressed on that, but the From Good Stock is also on that Bandcamp page as a digital release.
Yeah, so man, that part right there of the business, I can't even really tell you, man. All I do is just rap. You know what I'm saying? I let my brother handle the business. You know what I'm saying? As far as shit like that, but I do know a little bit about it. But only thing I know is like it's a website set up for us to sell music. You know what I'm saying? As far as he got merchandise or whatever the case may be, and that's all I know.
Gotcha. So the Come On King album. So again, for those that are actually watching this, I know you can't see it, but I have it here in my hands, and I'm kind of showing people the CD. Anyhow, it's 14 songs. They're all really, really short songs, and they do kind of feel like little bits and ideas that you want to kind of put on paper and kind of play with things a little bit and see what works and what doesn't. Obviously, having Elcamino on the majority of the songs kind of allows a certain aesthetic or vibe to carry through from song to song to song. But it is kind of structured in almost like little pieces of the puzzle. Talk about the structuring of the album, because it's 14 songs, but I think it only runs like 25 minutes in length. These are short little snippets of ideas. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so what it was, man, I was just, just trying to fill it out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do too much or nothing too, short. That's why I have my brother jump on a lot of them. And, the thing about that, man, it's like the structure of it. I had to go find my own producer because, some things, people was moving around for holidays and things like that. So, I found somebody close to me, and it was like, yo, the first day I got with him, we did Cream of the Crop. You know what I'm saying? He made the beat original. Man. You know what I'm saying?
And what a hard beat too.
It was hard, man. And that was the first day I met this dude. Like, he came to the studio. I was at my brother's house. My brother was just leaving out of town around Christmas, so he was going to Louisiana, and man, I had dude come through, man. He came through with a brew, man. His shit, and that shit was fire. All his beats was fire, so it just made me just lock in like that. You know what I'm saying? But I could have kept going, but it was just like, I ain't want to do too much. My dad always say, you study long, you study wrong. But now that I got my presence in this thing, I could really take my time in it, man. I just wanted to, make sure that, it was gonna catch. It was gonna catch, man.
Fair enough. So who is the producer that ended up doing a lot of these cuts? Because I don't think the producer's actually listed on the CD anyhow. Who did these beats?
Okay, so I was working a lot with my boy. His name is Dante Collier. They call him Eminent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he's been my producer for the past about 6 months, I would say.
Gotcha.
Man, and he got some fire beats, man, but he not really out there like that. But he do got his little social media or whatever. I wish I could tell you, but I can't right now offhand. But and then I had, man, on the first album, Camouflage Monk, he made a couple beats.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And he's on Griselda
that's
now
my
too.
boy.
He's part of that. I forget the name of that production team, but it was Conductor Williams, Camouflage Monk, and somebody else that I should know their name. But now they ended up getting signed to Griselda.
Derringer or something. I think it was Derringer.
Well, Derringer is their kind of main staple producer, but part of this other team was somebody else, and I forget that exactly.
Oh, somebody else. Yeah, man. Let me shut the fuck up. I don't know what
but Camouflage Monk though was so dope. I know I got tuned into Camouflage Monk because he ended up putting out this project with Falcon Crest called Valhalla Inn, and wow, was that shit dope! And I had that on tape, and I still, when I go for walks, I put that in the Walkman and I listen to that shit on tape. It's dope. Camouflage Monk's a great producer. That's a good look. So what tracks did Camouflage Monk produce? Do you know that offhand?
So Monk produced the Monk did the In My Groove.
Okay.
The Monk did the Can't Quit joint.
Okay.
I Can't Quit. Monk did I say
In the Groove,
no,
I
Monk
Can't
did
Quit.
the Coast with Us. Monk did Coast with Us. You know what I'm saying? The Coast with Us joint, he did, Monk did a couple joints on my joint, man. That's my man. Like, we from the same hood, so you know what I'm saying? He did that, man. He did that for me, man. I appreciate him. So I just talked to him, told him about to get with him, too. So hopefully we get some more shit going.
Man, 100%. That's a great look. Elcamino is obviously a great look. Camouflage Monk's fantastic. The other guy on there, though, that I can't just leave out of this conversation is Havoc. We talked about Mobb Deep earlier and kind of being that it's a resurgence of this golden era, of this Renaissance period, and it's really calling back to people like Mobb Deep, Infamous Mob, Ty Nitty, like that kind of gritty Queensbridge, New York sound is what I get when I listen to a lot of this type of music. Havoc is obviously very instrumental in that scene and that community back in the day. How'd you get Havoc on there, and what was that like?
Man, listen. First thing I'm gonna say, man, shout out to Havoc, man. I ain't even get a chance to even talk to the brother or nothing, man. What happened was, like, my brother been in the loop with them boys, man, for a minute now. Like, my brother even got a chance to, you know, do music and, you know, have a slight relationship with the Great P. You feel what I'm saying? With Prodigy and shit. So
Miz off of Elcamino,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, man! I'll take everything. Your eyelids, your nails. Oh, man.
Come on, man!
So good.
They was going crazy. Yeah, they was going crazy. So my brother, like I said, man, he was already locked in with boys, man, and I guess, you know, like I said, my brother shot him the beat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And told him, you know, we was working on the album and shit, and you know, I guess he heard my verse. I don't know. My brother told me he heard my verse, and he was like, yo, who that? Man, he like, yeah, he want to get on the joint. So, you know, like I said, man, I ain't get a chance to even, you know, trade words with the man or nothing. But I'm a big fan of the man, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Sure. I grew up listening to them cats, you know what I'm saying? And, man, it's just nothing but respect, dog. You know, I ain't got nothing but the utmost respect for them cats, man. And, you know, I appreciate that, too, man. If dude, man, ever get a chance to hear it, man, you know what I'm saying? But,
so what was that like then when your brother ends up hitting you up and say, hey, I just played your shit for Havoc and he liked it and he laid a verse? What was that reaction like?
Man, it was like, yo, I was like, man, I was excited, you know what I'm saying? I was excited, you know what I mean? But I didn't really understand right then and there when he was telling me the shit, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I still was like, man, you know, I'm trying to make some harder shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't know funny shit, but you know, I ain't. And then when I heard his verse, that shit was, when I heard his verse, it was crazy. Then I'm like, oh shit, like I really got a joint with Hav, like,
yeah, okay,
but I ain't know if any, you know what I mean, if anybody was acknowledging it or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's I just, fair. You know, I keep my shit on some king shit. I just, you know, I stay in my place and just chill. You know what I'm saying? But I respect it and I love it, man. And the shit was raw, man. And like I said, man, I got love for the dude. I'm glad he was able to, you know, jump on the joint, man.
100%. So after Come On King, you end up putting out From Good Stock. And From Good Stock seems like a different direction, right? It seems like Come On King was really your introduction, and you played with different ideas, but it felt like there was this through line, especially with Elcamino being on the majority of the songs. It felt like it enhanced that through line, that aesthetic, that overall vibe. With From Good Stock, it feels different. It feels like, hey, I'm now kind of my own artist. People have somewhat of an idea of who I am. Let's play around with different ideas. And this is even more of an experimentation phase, I feel like. Like some of these songs cut out midway through. They start kind of midway through. It feels very much just like, here's some ideas. Let's see what sticks, what doesn't stick. Let's work with things a little bit. You work with different styles of sound, like the actual like aesthetics of the production is different. You have a lot more soulful joints on there. You have some hard joints. You have kind of a mixture of different styles and themes. It feels different. And again, from Good Stock, I could look it up here, 17 songs, but I think it runs even shorter than Come On King at 14. I think this is like a 20-minute album. Yeah. Most of these songs are only like a minute or so in length. Talk about the direction for this album and how it differed from Come On King.
Okay, so it was like basically like you had said, man, the first album I had, it was a lot of my brother that was on it, and I didn't want, I didn't want to, have my shit leaning on my brother. Like, I want people to understand I could, hold my own at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So it was like, so the first joint was, a type experiment. The second one was jive type of experiment, but I was doing a lot more, I was a lot more in control of, the Good Stock album, From Good Stock, because, I picked all the beats. I had, picked a couple samples and whatnot, like, but my bro, like, he ill with it. Like, all I got to do is just, my beat maker, like I said, my boy Eminent, man, Dante Collier, check him out. But what it is, man, it's like, that was kind of like experimental for me too, but like I said, man, my next one now, I could really put it together. I could put more verses on my joints. You know what I'm saying? I could put hooks on my joint now. You know what I'm saying? If I know, you know what I'm saying? I got the people rocking with me. Then that was just, how when you coming up, I used to listen to Styles P mixtapes and shit like that. And, them boys, man, it had some crazy ass beats, some crazy shit, man. And it'll go into the next song. It don't be that long. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. We
had mixtapes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of them had more verses than others, but that's just how I was rocking. My intention was to make more songs on the albums. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen that way. But, now I could do the shit like in a way where, a song is supposed to be made,
Yeah, fair enough. So what did you end up actually learning from that album? So if it really was kind of this experimentation phase and let's see what works and let's see what sticks, going through it, what do you feel like kind of walking away from that project? What do you feel works?
Man, I feel confident now. I know I got my rhymes together now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got better over the years. You know what I'm saying? I went through more. You know what I'm saying? So when you living and you going through more shit, then you talk about more shit.
Just the experience, yeah.
And it's just like, man, I learned. I really can't say, man. This is really like we living out here the same shit that I'm talking about on these tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
It's people that's really living out here like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can't lie, I'm still trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't learned nothing. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I really ain't learned nothing. I'm still trying to learn, bro.
Fair enough.
Basically,
there's a couple cuts off here with a dude named Mizark, and I've never heard Mizark before. And maybe I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mizark is dope. I had never heard the dude before at all. Yeah. But the way that he was able to at first I thought he had confidence on the mic. He felt like he was almost like your Jay-Z type confidence. Really, like he just came on, really empowered the mic, and made sure you listened. And then as the verses started developing, I realized he was playing around with shit. Like he would play with the end of his bars, and he was having fun with it because he was confident in how dope he was that he was able to have fun with it. I loved Mizark on this project, but like I said, I hadn't heard of him before. I guess my question to you, if anything, is who is Mizark? Why and why haven't I heard of him before?
Okay. Yo, so okay, Mizark, man, or Miz, man, that's my boy. I'm not gonna lie, I met him through a mutual friend, you know what I'm saying? And ever since me and him got together, it was like, yo, shit, we just kept going with the shit, man. I fuck with him, man, on, you know, outside of music. He's a real dude, you know what I'm saying? Take care of his business, you know what I mean? And he just dropped the album not too long ago, a Stronger Hunger album too, man. Y'all want to go check that out, man. It's dope. I'm on that joint too. You know what I'm saying? A couple tracks. But, yeah, man, like I said, I met him, man, through a mutual friend. It was like his birthday. And, man, the first day I was there at the studio, man, he said he had a beat or some shit for me. And, I already had a verse. So, man, I went ahead and laid the verse. You know what I'm saying? And then I think I came back a couple days later and we did the Prey vs. Predator. You know what I mean? The Prey vs. Predator. If you ain't hear that one, check that out too. But, man, like I said, dude is a real dude.
Is he from Buffalo?
He make good music. Yeah, he from Buffalo.
Gotcha.
He's from Buffalo too, man. Yep. And let me see. Man, I'm telling you, you find him, you know what I'm saying? Just like how they'll find him, man, if you're checking for his name, Mizark or Miz, man, Buffalo, New York.
Man. Yeah. The amount of talent that's coming out of that city right now is just like unbelievable. I've been a fan of hip hop for a long time, and truthfully, I've never seen anything quite like this. Like you could talk about New York in the '90s and how dominant it was, but New York is where it all started. So it kind of gets a different, a different description. It's a different feeling. What's happening, and that's New York City, of course. Obviously, Buffalo's in New York, but New York City and the Bronx and Queens and Brooklyn, it felt different in the '90s. This feels like, I don't know. It just feels like there's this wave of artists that are producing this type of music that. It's just, like I said, it's beautiful. It really is. Like, it puts you in the mood. It's mood music. Yeah, 100%. And seeing new cats every day, seemingly. Like, I pay attention to releases that come out on Friday. It used to be Tuesday, but I pay attention to these weekly releases, and I'm constantly inundated with new artists that are great and that are all coming out of this wave. It's like when will this stop? I don't understand how it's even possible.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Said, when will it stop, huh?
Yeah, when will it stop? Like artists like yourself or Mizark or even people like Elcamino. Yeah. Like when I first heard Elcamino and heard Elcamino 1, like, dude, like it was so good. Like Food Lords off of that album, and this is his first shit. Like I guess he put out a couple singles prior, but really like Elcamino 1 first album. And yeah, you have people like Prodigy on there for Miz, and that was such like a mean Prodigy verse, and the beat was dope, and Elcamino was great, had so much style and energy. Food Lords was great. Everything off of that album is fantastic. I have it up here on wax as well. Like this shit is really, really dope, and I'm just constantly inundated with these new artists, and being able to have this conversation with you and kind of go through some of this, because I think that you are one of these new people that people in 3-4 years, once you've developed kind of that sound and identity and you're able to put out more projects, because you're only 2 albums in, which in today's climate isn't a whole lot. I think people will recognize you as, hey, here's someone that we really need to be listening for and checking out on, because these 2 albums, they show a lot of potential, and they're right in this wave, 100% right in this wave. I guess speaking on that and to shift the conversation towards you, but you mentioned that you were putting out a 3rd project as well, so you're in the works of creating this 3rd album. Talk about this 3rd album and how that's going to sound and what it's really going to be like.
Oh man, this I really don't want to give up too much, but man, it's called Fuck Babylon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going into, I don't know, man. I just got a different format on this one. It's like I'm picking beats like, man, you know, kind of old school samples and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about, you know, but I'm coming with some knowledge though. You know, I always try to put some knowledge in my shit, man. But I'm going on my grimy shit too, man. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's gonna be better than, you know, I'm trying to make it better than the first two. So, you know, that's just something to be excited for, because I'm really, man, taking my time, man, and you know, I feel like my bars getting harder, man.
Yeah.
I'm spitting and speaking on shit that I ain't did before. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's still shocking me, man. And man, it's trust me, it's gonna be worth the wait, and it's, you know, it's gonna be better, man. It's gonna be better. That's what we pushing for. Better every time, better.
Is Eminent producing the majority of this project as well? This new
Nope. I can't. Well, I can't say he is, and I can't say that he not, because
Fair
I
enough.
got some beats from him. I got some beats from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got people, man. They, you know, every day ask me, they send me beats, and you know what I'm saying. I give them their chances, man. And it's a lot of talent out here, believe it or not, man. You know, cats give me beats, and man. So I don't
100%.
know. I don't know who I'm gonna have, man. You know what I'm saying? Majority producing, but man, we gonna see.
Man, I'm really
We gonna
excited. Just hearing that "Come On King" and then being able to hit up a couple months later with From Good Stock, and now knowing that you're putting out this third project as well. Like everything that you end up dropping, I'm excited for. I was excited for "Come On King," and that was your first album, but I was excited for different reasons, I guess, right? Because to me, it was another Elcamino project, and being introduced to you
see.
was
Yeah,
like
it's
icing
okay.
on the cake kind of thing, right? And yeah,
Okay.
following your career has been a blessing so far, and I can't wait to see what you end up putting out next. These two projects,
Okay.
so Come On King has a CD that's out. I have it right here. The wax is on its way. The test pressings are back. We should end up seeing that, and they're available to pre-order or buy or whatever on Bandcamp. For From
Yeah.
Good Stock and the new project, are we pressing physicals for those, or are we just going to end up seeing digital only releases?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm a press I'm a press but I feel like I gotta get it remixed down. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't really mixed to the best of its ability. I feel like, or mastered. You know what I'm saying? The
Sure.
way how, you know,
This
I
is
feel
From
like
Good Stock you're talking about?
yeah, I feel like I could make it sound a little. It's gonna be the same, but I just want it to sound good if I'm gonna put it on wax.
Fair enough.
Because I had a lot of, you know, people, man. You know, just being honest, I had a lot of people, man. As far as, you know, critics and fans, they was digging it, man, for the most part. But you know, it was like, you know, the sounds wasn't like how it was supposed to be, you know.
Sure. I don't
So
mind so much
I want to get it all the way.
yeah, I don't so much mind the
Uh,
mix and the master. Like, if I'm going to be completely honest myself, what I would
hmm
probably end up changing before going into a distribution plant for vinyl would be some of the transitions. I feel like some of the transitions are super abrupt. They end like mid bar, and then it goes on to the next idea. And I like that as
Yeah,
kind of an
yeah, yeah,
idea aspect of it. Like, here's me playing with different ideas and experiments, and treat it that way. But at the same time, as a listening
yeah,
experience, I would love if the transitions were a little bit more smoothed.
yeah. And that's what you know what I'm saying. That's what I was, you know, kind of digging on. I feel like, man, when that one came out, it was like a little bit rushed, and it
Sure.
wasn't, you know. But that's why I'm saying I'm gonna take the opportunity now, you know, before the wax get out there to fix it, you know, so you know you be able to appreciate it more when you do get the vinyls and whatnot, the copies, you know.
100%. Man, I can't
Yeah.
thank you enough again for taking the time out of your day in order to speak to me. I appreciate it. I'd love to have you back on whenever this third
Mhm.
project drops, or whenever you have more material to kind of dive into and talk about. Where can people find you? Where can
Okay.
people stay up to date in terms of social media? Where are you at?
Okay. So King Ralph, at Son of a King on Instagram, man. You know, and I really don't use my Facebook too much, man, but to like communicate with my family and stuff like that. But
Sure.
you know, that's, you know, but you know, you can find me on Instagram for sure, man.
Instagram, 100%. Okay, so for those listening at home or watching at home, go into the description. You'll end up seeing the Instagram tag there. And man, I can't again. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out. I'd love to be able to have you back on again at some point in the future.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. Just to get my word on things, and like I said, man, I appreciate the support, man.
100%. And, everything you end up putting out going forward, I'm gonna cop. I've committed myself to that already. I'm a fan, so yeah. If you end up putting out another piece of wax, I'll buy it. I bought the wax for Come On King, and I think this is just a testament to how you guys do things as a family, and the honor, and just you guys are good dudes. But I ordered this on wax, and because the wax was taking a little bit longer to arrive, they sent me a CD copy free of charge. Sent it to me, free of charge. I didn't pay for the shipping. I didn't pay for the CD itself. It was a complete surprise. I opened my mail one day and I got King Ralph, Come On King, in the mail on CD with a apology note saying sorry for the vinyl delays on that. That is dope. Not very many artists do that, and that just a testament to the character of you and your brother.
Yeah. And we sent them joints out personally. We sat there and did them joints personally, wrote them notes and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Personally, telling you. So yeah, that's what's up, man. That you got one, man. Like I said, it's about business. We don't, we just want to make sure people, man, understand. It's just, it's business, and things ain't on time right now. So, just to keep you, we sent those out, man.
100%, man. I appreciated it. I texted my friends and I was like, dude, man, like, look at what just happened. This never happens with underground rap shit. Like, people will rob you for your money, or they won't ship your shit, and then you'll just never hear from them again. Something like this was a blessing. It was such a surprise, and you made myself a lifetime customer. So I'll continue to support going forward.
No doubt, man. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, thanks for having me again, man. Yeah, man, listen, I'll be back when I drop the next one.
100%.
Fuck Babylon. It's on the way. Yep.